Welcome back. If you're just joining us, Merry Christmas to you and your family. This is Relationship Wednesdays, and today we're at Asiana Gardens doing everything travel because, I mean, what's a Christmas edition without traveling, you know? Yeah. And
you said family.
no, family.
Family.
Relax.
Definition?
Yeah. Anyway, we're here with our lovely panelists. We have Nicole from Last Minute Mara, and we have Thorin Muli from Travelog. If you don't know what that's about, you've been missing out. And I'm here with my lovely co-host, Susan. She ain't going nowhere. Literally. She is not going anywhere. But guys, before we left for the break, we were talking about the idea of eating game meat. And I had more questions on the same. So when you go to a restaurant and they serve you crocodile meat, where is that meat from?
Where is it from?
That's a tough one. I would have to say, I think, I mean, I'm obviously not in that industry, so I don't know. But I would think, I don't know, probably crocodile farms.
Yeah, crocodile farms, Mamba Village.
Yeah.
They have a license for that. There is a
That's not.
listen. They do kinds. I think the only game that you can have now. I think Carnival had a permit for impala, but I think
But
that was stopped. So the only thing that they can serve now, and the rest that do, will be crocodile and ostrich meat. Yeah, so that is acceptable. Yeah, because it is more or less farm.
So licensed people who are doing it as farming can
Yes, but from my knowledge, only those two.
Yeah.
The rest,
yeah.
again, very, very illegal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like
So-
I've had so much wild meat though.
Just
I'm
like in general. No, you're just telling us where you eat.
I'm not a snitch though. So.
No.
You restaurants are safe. Give me a discount next time. Okay.
Did I hear someone mention Kikope? But that's a joke. That's a joke. No, I actually had a conversation with people like Kikope, and they asked me, "Did we are right next to the Narok area? We have there's so many there's a lot of goat
So
meat
much,
that we
yeah.
do not even have to go hunt. You know,
Yeah.
like it doesn't make economic sense. So yeah, if you eat out at Kikope, it's good. I can confirm that.
And also, there is the time that we were eating cat meat. I think it was being sold.
What?
It was,
Oh,
it was in samosas. You know, because there's always a
wouldn't
blend,
know.
especially when you have a dish that has a blend of meat. They're always like, you don't really know what you're
Wow.
See, this is why I'm vegetarian.
I always think that if they don't tell you, then it's fine. Because it's like, we were okay. Maybe you've had that samosa,
Are
maybe
you
you
from
haven't.
Nakuru?
I'm not from Nakuru. I was sounding very
Nakuru people,
defensive.
they apologize on his
But I
behalf,
would just
yeah.
be like, imagine, like, if you did, I mean, you didn't know, right? So maybe you've eaten it, or maybe you haven't, and you're okay.
Oh.
And I'm just like, fine. What's weird is the people who are deciding to sell that meat. Now you. So the person eating don't feel guilty. You didn't know. The person selling.
That's the one who should be
As long as
guilty.
you don't,
First of all, it's so
fall
hard
ill,
to catch
so
a cat.
Yeah.
It's
If
like,
you don't
it's
fall
like-
ill.
Now there's even
so disturbing
aflatoxin. I
though.
don't know
Oh my
what. Anyway, let's go back to travel.
Yeah,
Wait,
like,
chat.
look
We
at
had-
her,
we
man.
had
She's
this
like,
other-
we're not having this conversation.
We're going to get back to travel. There is the hidden gems that you've talked about. Where you said you work specifically with boutique hotels, and you said there's a segment that looks at the little gems, the little places you wouldn't know about, or you don't know how to access them per se. When it comes to travel, people just believe that it is expensive. No matter what, it is expensive. Like even me in my head, I was just like, kwanza venye inaitwa last minute mara. What? Zile zero.
But
That will be
kwanza hiyo last minute,
after the,
eh.
yeah, it will just be zero. What do you guys think when there's that perception of travel is extremely expensive and it's only for a certain class
I think,
of people?
and this is kind of why Last Minute Mara started in a sense, and I think it's because a lot of the places, I think for the longest time, a lot of hotels, camps, whatever, really only targeted the foreigners, which means that it's I always find it very surprising when you go anywhere in Europe and you see adverts for KTB and you see adverts for Serena and Sarova and
Yeah.
other camps, but you don't see that here. So they're not actually doing much to target the local market. And so I think because there's that perception that it's only foreigners who travel because these are the people who are targeted, people think, oh no, this is not affordable to me. So I think that's one of the mistakes is the marketing that a lot of people did, which really only targets outsiders.
Okay.
And in a sense, I think it's because previously, before there was a middle class in Kenya, most Kenyans couldn't really afford to travel. And it's only really now that we've seen the emerging middle class, the more Kenyans are traveling.
Yeah.
So, and this is why a lot of Kenyans are still traveling to places like Dubai and South Africa, and it's because these countries are doing a really good job at marketing themselves and showing them, look, this is what is available and this is what is affordable.
Yeah.
So, for some reason, I find that rates in Kenya are very expensive, and maybe more expensive than they should be. And so this is why, because it's true, in some situations people will look at traveling to the Mara and they will see, oh well, for the same price I could probably travel to Dubai.
Yeah.
So I think that that's something that needs to also be looked at within the industry, is how can we look at optimizing the industry a little bit and making it a little bit more affordable, because then obviously if it's only the international travelers who are coming to Kenya, every time something negative happens, like all the things that happened, all these security issues that were
Yes.
happened, all these international countries are very quick to slap, travel bans on Kenya, and then people don't travel.
Yeah.
So if all these camps and hotels
Sorry
did a
guys,
better
I
job.
look like I'm crying.
Are you okay?
No,
Yes.
guys, when people
It's
talk
the
about
cat.
when
She
people
loves- yeah,
when
yeah.
people talk about things being affordable, it just gets me emotional. No, it's I think makeup or a lash or something, but it's fine. But no, I agree. I do think perhaps some things are more expensive than they should be.
Yeah.
That's
But I
true.
think like the and I want you to tell us a little bit about that. The segment for budget is that now with the middle class and people wanting those options, we're creating them. Dude, there is so much
There's so
affordable and even cheap. Like you're like, really? When you're quoted a certain price and you're like, no wait, like did I hear that
crazy.
correctly? Like really?
I will be very practical with this. Nicole talked about accessibility. For the longest time, our road infrastructure wasn't the best. So to get to some spaces, you need an off-road car and the like, right?
Yeah.
But I'd say you can get to Moyale now with a saloon car, and so it's accessibility now is not an issue. For the longest time, and I think still, most people look at travel and you only want to go to the fancy places. You forget that it's the experience behind because once you close your eyes in the night, I don't think in the night there's someone computing on how good the bed experience was. As in
dreams
when
are
you go out,
different.
you go out. Your dreams don't differ
That's
all
true.
the way, as long as it's comfortable.
That's
So now,
true.
we're very practical with what we look at. I'll give an example of Turkana for a start. There are three spots, and this is not marketing, but the three spots. I'll actually mention a budget spot, a middle range spot, and
High-end.
a high end. You've got Lobolo. Lobolo is on the high end. Okay, so it's very exclusive. You can all walk in. It's yes, it's Lobolo camp. It's Lobolo camp, right next to the shows.
Do you
of-
want more tissue?
No, I'm okay. When
Right.
it's high end, I don't get emotional. I'm like, I guess young.
It is right. Sorry for that. It is right on the shores of Lake Turkana.
Oh, beautiful.
And it is beautiful. People don't know that there are beaches that rival Diani Beach in Turkana.
I've heard this and I've never seen.
Yes,
I need to go.
they even have beach parties there. So
Wow.
you should try that. When you come into town, there is a spot called the Cradle Camp. It had the first loan in Turkana. So kudos to them.
Wow.
It is middle range. We were talking, so high end, I won't mention because it starts from 40 onwards, right? The
Okay.
middle range would go something like a 15, 20 thereabouts. That's
Nice.
Cradle. And you have Stegra. Stegra is also in the middle of town. It has a pool, and it goes for an average of 5,000. So those are three options, and they're very, very comfortable, depending on your taste and your budget. As long as you can get there, you can drive to Turkana. Of course, you need a little more time, but you can fly there. Flying to Turkana is what an average of 10,000. So with a budget of 30,000, you can get to these spots.
And stay a couple of nights.
Yes, stay a couple of nights.
That's amazing. And at least now we know what to look forward to, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never been to Turkana. My parents have been.
Please
that,
do.
that
Please
place.
do.
And
Please do.
they sent us pictures and I was like, must be nice that you can
I
afford
also
that,
got,
you know?
I had a friend also send me pictures just Turkana and I was like, wait, you said
Yeah,
you
and the beach especially. I'm
yeah,
like,
because I just wanted to
dude.
see acacia trees, upon acacia trees,
Yeah.
and dust,
and people holding guns with massages.
you know, and
around.
it's
I'm
like, she looked like she was in such a luxurious, and I was like, where?
yeah. But here's the thing,
Interesting.
we're talking about places that are far. Now that you mentioned Turkana and the Mara, these are all places that are really far. There is this thing catching on in Nairobi, staycations. Could you talk about that for a second?
Yes.
Yeah, because what
Well, you
girls-
can drive there and it can be 20-minute drive.
you can even jog from your apartment to Kingfisher next door, you know. So let's talk about them in the sense that is it a better option? And what difference does it make if you do a staycation instead of going to a farther place like the Mara?
I think it really depends on the experience that you're looking for. I mean, a staycation is great. I mean, there are so many incredible houses in the Gong Hills, which are just up the road from where we are, and they're
Yeah.
beautiful houses, and they're very affordable, and you feel like you're miles away from Nairobi. So it really depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you just want to be in a different space than where you live, then yeah, there are some beautiful houses and beautiful apartments in Nairobi. So I think it's just the experience that differs, because at the end of the day, yes, you're still within the four walls of this house, but you're still technically in Nairobi. Do you really want to be in Nairobi, or is it that you're looking to have a break and you're looking to be somewhere else and do something different?
Because here's the thing, a lot of people don't understand what the ideal reason to get out for a staycation is.
If I'm going
'cause
somewhere,
they're
I can go back home and get my toothbrush and toothpaste.
People
I'm
don't
like, why?
understand that. People don't understand that. Maybe let's talk about the benefits of actually getting out and going for a staycation, because I feel like there's a whole lot of benefits.
Oh, there are.
If anything, it's just refreshing.
Yeah.
And for the
Change
most
of
bit,
scenery.
for the most bit, yes, when it's different, then you do things differently. And that is how you spice up your life. So for me, I think it works perfectly. Again, talking of cost, because affordability for me is always a thing, right?
Yeah.
I imagine, again, because I'm a big champion of group travel, I don't think there's any, I think it is the most affordable option out there. Because you most spots go for what? An average of 20,000. So you imagine if you're a group of 20 or 10, then that brings it down to, I think, a grand per. Yes. So if you think about it that way, there is no better way to get. And you more or less have better experiences away from your house. You cannot always host. At times you just need someone to clean up after you. So staycations, yes.
In fact,
Yes.
staycations are amazing, because if I get up and I go to breakfast, I come back, the bed is made. The carpet has been vacuumed, pillows have been fluffed. I'm like, I don't even do this in my own house. What? This is amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
So the change of scenery, I think, is why you should actually just go out here and just build better experiences.
And to pamper yourself, like you said,
Yes. Treat yourself.
Nairobi's a hectic city. You don't take enough time.
It's toxic out here.
No, honestly, especially if you spend a lot of time on the road. Like because our show is obviously very early in the morning. So Nixie and I are on the road 5 in the morning. There's like no one really on the road. So you know you drive it. No, honestly.
We go light the street lights.
Even the first pothole, the one we gonga it fast for you. Cushion it. Yeah. But then when we're done with work and it's time to go home, now it's traffic o'clock. And all the crazy people have now come out to play and get to where they're going. And I'm always in so much, I always find I'm so frazzled by the time I'm getting to my next destination, or if I'm going to work somewhere else, because I'm so annoyed and I have road rage. So it's like, and it's like you need some time to get away
I
from
know
the
the crazy
city.
person that keeps shooting at
That
me.
you?
But I think it's more like a woman thing. A lot of women on the road are just like really feisty.
Sometimes I feel the hoot is not even me. I'm those people. I put my window down. Like I'm like, why?
Let's talk.
Why have you done
That
what
was you
have
then. I saw
done?
someone
It was
waving
me
and shouting at
on
me,
the
and I
way
was like,
to-
who's that crazy person?
So it's that thing of, I guess, yes, even within the city, you remove yourself from that situation, and it's just like, oh, whosa, like.
You get pampered, someone else is looking after you for once.
Which is really good.
Yeah.
And they make really good food, just saying.
As well.
Yeah. And then, Nicole, you talked about the fact that, or rather you talked about the future of Last Minute Mara. You'd love to expand and make citizens dream of getting to Last Minute
Lamu, that
dream,
one.
a dream come true, rather. I'd love to know, hashtag Journey Kenya through Travelog. What's the future of the magazine? Also, eventually, are you going to start selling this magazine?
Separate.
Okay, the future. This coming year, 2020,
2020.
we're going into TV. So we have a Travelog TV show. Was I supposed to say that out loud? Yeah, so yeah, Travelog is going.
That's another Kitchen Life Itself exclusive. Guys want to roll.
Also, wait, you've been on our show. I'm sorry. You gotta have us on the show and we gotta take
But of course,
slides.
but of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
We plan, again, it's a travel club, so
Yeah.
we will have people like you lovely people joining into the experience. Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is one of the things that we're looking to do.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
And a lot of events. A lot of events.
Oh, amazing.
Yes.
That's so good.
Yes.
All
The
over the
reason she
country?
was
All over the country, yeah. So we'll be on the road. We'll bring on board celebrities. We'll bring on board everyone else. Yes.
everyone else.
Our
The
producer
what
is like,
like me.
producer is here.
Everyone else like me. That's what I mean. Yeah. I will bring on board celebrities onto this video so that you can mingle with them on the road and just get to know them better. better. So that is what we're looking to do. Yes.
No,
So
that's
look out for that.
amazing.
Yeah.
You know, the reason she was asking is because charity starts at home. And you know, you started a partnership with Last Minute Mara, and Aska is a standard. So, you know, kuna
I see
venye,
what you do.
we're trying to get in there real quick.
Standard has hosted you for a minute. I mean, it's the least you could do. Think about it, man.
Think about it.
Oh yeah, Nicole, we'll consider.
We'll consider
You're
it.
under
Yes.
consideration. We're under
Yes.
consideration.
Okay, so guys, we're at Asiana Gardens. Speaking of you guys being experts, that's the crown Susan gave you, which I really love.
Yeah,
You know,
I'm
you can
like,
get
they
over
will
it.
tell
Yeah?
us.
I'll take it.
Oh, I love it. You know, the future is female. Yeah. So the moment you walked in, what is the one thing that blew your mind about this place?
For me, the grass.
Oh, you know,
I'm gonna be honest. The little girl
She said
in me
grass, yeah.
wanted to go and roll around the grass. It's
But you have to be
beautiful.
clear about the grass because there are people who.
Glass. No, no, no.
Yeah.
There's no glass.
No.
Grass.
There is other grass.
Oh no! Oh no!
yeah.
No! I have no clue what you're talking about.
She's still thinking about it, but she knows.
No.
This grass.
We don't, this no, but this grass is amazing. So amazing.
It is. It's beautiful. I mean, just look at all the colors, the flowers. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
it's
Scenery is
so
really good.
full of nature.
It feels fresh.
I will tell you, from the outside, it looks really puny, but once I
You get in.
It's
get
true.
in, then yes.
You're
And
blown away.
This was a quarry. I've done a little research, and they've played really well with the topography
You
and
wouldn't
everything.
believe.
Yes, you wouldn't believe.
This
yes.
was a quarry.
It was a
Yeah.
quarry, yes.
No.
And
The shape of
they
it
have
now
a
makes sense as
they have a
well.
big pool that looks like what do you call it, amphitheater sort of situation.
does.
Yes.
We have
This
actually
is
found out that it's an
amazing.
Olympic size.
It is.
Yeah.
So that is impressive, especially, and then it's right close to a neighborhood. So I imagine it's for the people who live around here.
They can also do staycation.
Yes.
Also them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
And plus they have rooms. They have
Yes, they do.
accommodation.
They
so
have
yeah,
accommodation
do
as
have
well.
accommodations.
Speaking of what you saw when you first walked in, do you guys have things that you tell people, maybe before you book a certain accommodation, you go to a certain place, the things you should check on? Like, you know, me these days when I'm traveling somewhere, and I never thought I'd be this person, but with now the work that I do, I have to ask, do you guys have Wi-Fi? Like, I need to know. It's fine even if it's camping, glamping, or nice camping. I'm like, I need to be connected. Like, I need to be able to do my social media and stuff like that.
I'll throw you
So
off
do you
before
have
I forget.
tips?
Before I forget, because this is something I really
Yeah.
that is rather close to my heart. Yeah. Everybody who runs an Airbnb, this is what I say: security and safety for me is a thing.
Yes.
And our desk has received several reports of mistreatment, and that is, I think, one of the things that you should actually look out for now.
Oh, really?
Right, especially because you're going into a space that is not very regulated.
And it's low-key private.
Yes, it's private, and then of course you have strangers that you have not signed up for. You have staff that work around that you have not signed up for, which are very different from
Or
the ones that
neighbors
that are in a hotel. You know, a
That's
hotel is very
true.
regulated.
Yes.
But you know, what do you call them?
Airbnbs,
Yes.
yeah.
So for me, I think now my key top
Number
number one would be just your safety.
Safety
Yeah.
and
Safety,
security.
safety.
That's
yeah.
amazing. Before
I think
we
people
wind
forget
up,
to ask. You get too
Please, yeah, you have to
excited,
ask. In as much as it's beautiful, just ask of the security,
Yeah.
considerations that they've put in place. Yeah.
So before we wind up, I'd love for you to tell the guests, what guests? You're the guest.
Our viewers.
Our viewers, our audience, where they can find you and where they can find the platform as well.
Well, basically, we are on www.lastminutemara.com. We are also. You can also find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. All under Last Minute Mara. Yes.
Perfect. And your personal one, do you want to share?
Well, I mean, I'm also reachable in case anybody wants to reach me. My email is nicole.hankar@lastminutemara.com.
If they can spell that name.
Hankar is spelled Hankar.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Thank you
great.
so much, Nicole. Where
yeah.
can people find you?
Again, first Thursday of every month.
Yes.
Okay.
First spot you can get us. Online, travelog.ke. Okay, / magazine if you want to go straight to the magazine. But it's we've got fresh content on the website every day. Our social media handles is travelog.ke. Travelog.ke, as simple as that.
Personal address?
Thorn Travels. Thorn Travels.
Thorn Travel.
Thorn Travels.
Love it
yes.
everywhere.
Thorn Travels, yeah.
I love it. You can also find me on Instagram at @Ann_Nixie and on Twitter at @NMeTay. Remember to use the hashtag on our next segment, Kitty and Laughing Style. Let us know all your relationship questions and also all your travel questions because we're going to be coming back with Keeping It Real.
Yes. I should also say my social media before we go.
Yeah, because it's a thing.
You can find me.
It's a thing.
You can find me at @Njoroge_ on Twitter or Sura Common on Instagram and Facebook. So message us directly and let us know what you think. Maybe you also want to be on the show. So you can message us about that as well.